So this morning I woke up feeling much more symptomatic than usual with my prolapse, and I had a decision to make. Do I skip my workout altogether? Do I push through, or do I make a few adjustments? So in today's video, I want to share exactly what I did, why I made those changes, and how I decide whether to exercise with my prolapse when it feels more noticeable. So how I assess my symptoms, I generally just love exercise. It makes me feel good mentally. And I know if I don't exercise, I feel like a caged animal and I am a horrible parent, really, and a horrible person. So I choose to go. From experience, I have gone, and the last two sessions, if I've been symptomatic halfway through the session, my symptoms have gone. And so I generally do go. And that is why I don't immediately cancel my session, because I feel so empowered in my body to know, actually, if I go into a class, I will adjust and make changes to suit my body and confidently say to the trainers that I am doing this. And I try and make a big deal about the fact that I have a prolapse. People that I go to the class with, I've trained their trainers so they know about pelvic floor dysfunction. But I want lots of people to understand that a prolapse is a normal part of body, woman's body. And the more we talk about it, the better. So I do look a little odd when I go in and I have my block. I'm going to talk about this in a bit. I have all these different things that I do before the session, and I make adjustments if I need to throughout the workout. And this is where I want you to be. You are so knowledgeable in your body in that moment in time that you know what to do, what not to do, when to pull back, what to do when you feel symptomatic and when you're feeling strong, so that you don't live in fear and you are confidently moving, because there are too many women giving up exercise because of the fear of prolapse. And actually, when you do move and learn how to move for your body in that moment in time, you will feel so much better. So I want to talk about the adjustments that I made in this one particular session, for example. So we go in, and on the board, it tells you what we're doing for these three different components. And we had split squats to do. Now, split squats are great because they are asymmetrical, so uneven. So working on those asymmetries, those imbalances. For me, because I have a right-sided levator avulsion, I tend to find that my pelvis shifts slightly, and I need to shift it more to the left. So I find when I do a split squat normally, evenly, then my right quad loads more with my right leg back, and the other way it loads better in my glutes and hamstrings. So I just narrow my stance slightly on my right side. Now, when I do things like a squat, it was a barbell squat, and I was thinking, oh, okay, I'm feeling really heavy today. Let's see how we go. I have worked on my squat so much now that I am able to do a great squat, feel it in my glutes, and breathe well. The idea around your squat is to breathe into your back as you go down into the squat. And then as you stand, you're going to breathe out. As you breathe out, your pelvic floor naturally lifts. I tend to put a block in between my legs because it helps me activate my adductors, my inner thighs, which helps me then activate my core better. And everything just feels more stable because I'm also hypermobile. I then feel more stable. Either that, or I just say, I'm sitting on a bench today, I'm doing a box squat. So it sort of shortens my range of motion so I don't drop into my squat, go into that really deep squat, which you always get pushed to do in classes. Feel confident enough to say, no, today I'm just doing my range of motion. They don't need to ask questions. You don't have to tell them. You go into that squat. You can do it on a bench. You can do it with a block in between your legs. You're shortening that range of motion. If you're still feeling uncomfortable, don't go heavy. Reduce the load. You always have that capability. You can do less reps as well. Just start feeling confident moving in your body with a prolapse. And then the more you feel confident in it, the less fear you have, the less tension, the less gripping, the more capable you'll feel in your body. If I am doing if I don't have a block, I tend to do my left foot is more in front than the right, just like a centimetre, just so that I can push down better on my left side, drive down into my left side. I'm not loading my right side all the time, constantly gripping that side. And thinking about with your feet, the tripod. So you want big toe down, little toe down, heel, not thumb. Planting those feet strong, breathing out as you come up into a squat, shortening that range of motion if you are hypermobile and you need to feel more confident in those exercises. When we also had hip thrusts. So that's with the barbell and your back is on a bench and you're thrusting up using your glutes and your hamstrings primarily, and your core, hopefully. Now, I worked out with my pelvic floor physio actually to shorten my range of motion with my hip thrust. Because I don't know about you, but I really felt symptomatic when I came up into that thrust and I felt quite vulnerable. I felt like I was going to leak, even though I was against gravity. So I shortened my range of motion by putting plates underneath my bum and underneath the barbell weights so that I couldn't go too far down. I actually had it shortened. Yeah. And then I felt confident to start increasing weight because as I slowly increased weight, I wasn't feeling symptomatic. I was good to go. Again, you can use a block in between your legs to come up. For me, it means I grip less in my right side and I actually evenly come up using my inner thighs and my core and my glutes properly rather than just gripping intensely really deep into those deep tissue muscles. Again, if you don't have a block, I did a slight stance so I can push into that left side more. You may find that you need that. It's quite a common thing to be very right dominant. So you need to drive up more into your left. And then this wasn't in the program, but to do upper body, I find doing that stance. So doing a row, if I'm doing a barbell row, if I'm feeling symptomatic, I do that slight shift in the stance, or I put a block in between my legs. Have a go. Figure out if any of this works for you. So shortening that range of motion, breathing into your back first, and then breathing out as you stand up. So breathing in as you go down, breathing out as you come up. Putting a block in between your legs. Reducing the weight for now, get confident in your exercise, in your movement pattern. And then notice how your symptoms feel. Ultimately, it's your body. You know better than anyone else. So for me, I thought I had done too much one time, not this time, because I felt really heavy after training. And then after a couple of hours, my symptoms went and I started reading about it, actually followed Anthony Lowe, who's called Physio Detective, and he is brilliant if you're looking for someone who's very holistic and very matter of fact, and not fear-mongering about women's health. He believes movement is key and to try and save a vagina as opposed to exercising isn't holistic women's health. I think that's his sort of phrase. But the idea is, it was a muscle. Your pelvic floor is ultimately a muscle. My pelvic floor fatigued, as would my glutes or my hamstrings or my biceps, naturally. So after a couple of hours, when it was out of the fatigue, my symptoms had gone. It's just paying attention to that. Like I said, a few times I felt symptomatic halfway through the session. My symptoms had gone. I have no idea why. Maybe it was I felt less tense after training because maybe my symptoms had come on because I was stressed and worked up and on edge and lots going on in my mind, because that's why I go and exercise, for my mental health, to make me feel less like a caged animal. Who knows? If I have my period, things change again. So it's just learning what is going to work for your body and understanding. So hopefully those little tips have helped so that you can feel confident exercising and moving your body without fear and actually enjoying what you do. If this has resonated with you, there's links below where you can join my mailing list, or there's a free webinar called Stronger Without Fear, where I help you get out of fear, because a lot of things to do with prolapse can be fearing movement, fearing the prolapse itself, and then actually adding to the symptoms. Bye for now.